Alright, so we're going to be talking about the next rate up unit. As of right now, the only rate up unit we have is Choi In, and overall, he is pretty good. The one problem with him is that a lot of people are going for, and also just getting in general, Emma. And Emma for like just grinding and stuff is a lot better. But Choi at one dupe, I feel for me, I mean, I have my Choi at one dupe, and he is doing very good. And one of the best things about the rate up units is getting their weapons for free, but we're going to talk about that a bit. So I want to talk about the next rate up unit, which, I mean, I guess we could kind of infer that it is from a couple different leakers at the same time, also just because of logic. So, as we see here, I mean, Hae-In is on the, well, front of the Hunters tab, and even in the shop, right, she is promoted in some of the packs. So if we go to special, well, you will be able to see in the relay pack, you will see Hae-In there. So this leads me to say that Hae-In will be the next rate up, and also for a couple different reasons. But first, let's put in a code. So in this video, we're going to talk about Hae-In herself, also some other units we could be getting very soon. Well, maybe, I don't know how soon, and then also talking about all the ways to get actual limited pulls, not just normal pulls, because we could get way more normal pulls than limited pulls, but there's a lot of ways to get limited pulls too. So if we go to account settings, we go to redeem code, it's going to pop up, and then we put in the hunter pass first. You press use, and then it should give you your 2 pulls. There we go. Now we go to claim it right here, and there we go. I mean, we get our 2 pulls, and that's all good. I don't know, if I cannot do a multi, I'm not going to summon. I have 2. Yeah, no. So by the way, you only get an SR guaranteed when you do a 10 times draw. So just remember that you don't get it if you don't do a 10 times draw. So never do single summons on this game. I mean, to be fair, I did pull Emma on a single summon, but you know, that's just kind of luck. So let's talk about the first thing that kind of talks about Emma being Hae-In being the rate up unit. So let's pull this up right now. All right, so a leaker for one of, well, multiple games actually. I'm pretty sure it was the first Tower of God game and then one of the SAO games was just saying that the next character will be Hae-In. And then also it says, among the characters who are not yet in the game, there are 2 original characters and 2 characters from the work. Cha will be next with a login bonus plus a skin, unless the skin comes out later. And for the rest, I don't have a specific release period. So I asked, like, is it going to be after Choi? Or next rate up, and then I said, can I imagine she'll be out in 2 weeks? And he says, I don't know, it might be after the end of Choi's banner. And if we remember, or just look, Choi's banner ends in 24 days. So I don't know how exactly they're going to do the releases for this. But my guess would, like, what would make sense to me, just comparing how they do it in other games, especially, it's 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks is like the golden, like, time. I would say like 2 weeks, but they might do 3 weeks considering how it works in this game and how they actually have content flowing in. For example, they're going to have story every month, and also they're going to have multiple battlefields of time, and we already know that season 1 is going to be coming out in 51 days. So I think that was May 14th if I remember correctly. So that's the first thing. Now let's go on to the next thing. We could actually see that Vanilla did leak Hae-In, so I have the leak to this server down below. I don't know the title. I'll probably change the title of the link, but you know, we got her, right? This is her in all her beauty. She looks amazing, right? I'm for sure going to be going crazy for her, and it does seem like she's a light unit. If we check in game, does the weapons have like a little glow behind it? So I just want to check real quick. If we go to the codex, right, and we go to weapons, oh right, I forgot we got tanks, so that's a bit of crystals. And I go to weapons, there's no glow, so it's hard to tell. But I mean, I would like to say, now I was completely right with what I was saying, but anyway, I'm recording this after, well, I recorded the first part. So this is Hae-In's kit that Shiro found, so this is part of it, so we're gonna read it. And I mean, about what's his name, Min Byung-gu, I mean, pretty much, yeah, I would say that Byung-gu was made with Hae-In in mind. So let's read what she does. Let me actually pull up the original care live stream so we could go over like what her attacks look like. Now I have that, but we're gonna look at it later. So Hae-In performs a series of slashes at lightning speed. The user attacks by quickly charging and stabbing the target. So this type of skill seems more like not, because Emma has 2 skills, right? Oh, wrong thing. So if we go in, my immediate thoughts are this skill right here. This one. So hold on, preview. I'm feeling like it's kind of like that, right? And that would be pretty good if so. So that's the first one. Now, Hae-In continuously slashes the enemy with a great sword of light. There we go. Then she finishes the combo with a powerful strike. That's going to be a pretty nice one. Should have good range. And this seems to be the ult, this one. Hae-In delivers a powerful blow to the enemy with a sword imbued with the power of light, which we could literally just kind of... Oh, I didn't mean to... Alright, so if we go to here, right? So we could see it's probably going to just be this. And that seems like pretty big range. If we just saw, right? Now this too. Okay, that range looks crazy good. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So when she hits marked targets, Hae-In deals extra damage to them. The marking effect has a chance to be applied when Hae-In hits her targets, even if it doesn't result in a critical hit. Members of Hae-In's party also deal bonus damage when hitting marked targets. So she's going to be a bit of a debuffer, but mainly a damage dealer. So here we got a chance to apply marking for X seconds when Hae-In lands a critical hit. Marked targets take X% increased damage when hit. Marking is not applied to targets already marked for X seconds. Eye of Light, a chance to apply a crit rate increase. Okay, I honestly hate when it says critical hit rate. I'm so used to crit rate that it says critical hit rate, it messes me up. So crit rate buff when Hae-In lands a core attack. So this Eye of Light with the crit rate is very good. Reason being, we got people like this. I'm looking completely off of him. And he's going to be so good for her, okay? So, what is it? His ult gives crit rate, crit damage, extra crit damage, and then crit rate and crit damage here. He's going to be giving so much for Hae-In. Okay, so much. And this is going to be really good. So this marking thing is going to be very good with him too, because he puts the, what is it, punishment effect, which is going to increase damage by either 5 or 15%, depending on which skill you're using. I forgot which one puts 15%. Is it this one? Yes, this one puts 15% when he comes in. So, listen, Hae-In should be pretty good because you're going to have multiple debuffs starting to stack, especially if you put Cha with Choi. Choi also has his defense down, if I remember correctly. Is it his weapon? No, he has defense decreases here, and then his weapon also has extra defense decreases. So, this party is going to be making the enemies take a bunch of extra damage, which is going to be very good. This mark is either going to be applying with the crit or just when you attack, so it's going to be nice. But looking at what she does, right, let's look at it one more time. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Oh my god, she's beautiful. Hold on. I need to get a good screenshot. Is this an HD? Okay, that's good. Nah. This is too good. It's too good. It's too good. So, yeah, no, that range looks good. And this range also looks insanely good, okay? So, I'm expecting Cha to be very good. But, yes, this part is now done. That this is a light unit, right? Just because of the weapon. And also just because of her attacks. But we're going to check something out. Now, we also know she was already shown inside of the stream. But then we also have Bayek, who's going to be coming out later. Now, that's going to be something kind of important. I mean... They don't care about spoilers for the anime. That's the one thing people got to realize is that, I mean, especially you're probably already past the Igris fight. Most people are. So, you know, you're going to get spoiled from everything in the anime. So, I mean, that's just one thing. I'll probably put a spoiler warning for this. But Bayek's beast form was also shown. So those are like 3 units that we have right now. My guess is Cha will come first because we already have a Bayek in the game. So I don't think they're going to release another one at the moment. But then Cha, obviously... I mean, there's so many things that point to Cha, and obviously Shiro is also saying it, and Shiro was a leaker for some previous games too, so, you know, he is also pretty credible, and, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kaku retweeted the tweet, so that's another thing. Now, as for how the banner is going to work, I do want to kind of talk about this first, but I want to just show Cha's gameplay a bit also, because we did see it here, and this is why I was a bit confused, like, if she's a fire or a light unit, and to me, that looks like light. Like, you see the light particles, right? I think it's in this, right? So, yellow. Like, to me, it's more yellow, but oh my god, this looks good. So, no, she has to be light. But then here, it's, like, kind of fiery. So, I'm not really too sure, but I'm going to say this is light. No, this has to be light. So, yeah, no, Cha's going to be very good. She's going to be light, probably a DPS. And why that's honestly just really good, at least for me, but I feel like for a lot of people, is because she's going to be good with Min Byung-gu, especially if you have him at 1 dupe, because at 1 dupe, he increases everyone's crit rate and crit damage by 8 and 12% respectively for light members. So, I mean, that's why I really wanted her to be light. Also because I don't really want to use Bayek too much. Now, I think I mean, I feel like Byung-gu is going to have a bit of longevity because of this, because Goga and he should probably be a unit at like a pretty early juncture in the game, I'd say. So we could imagine he too will be light, and that's gonna be another thing. But yeah, no, this is good. I mean, we got our units for now, and big stuff, big stuff. So Cha, she's gonna be great. I don't see them making her bad. I mean, I don't know. So the last thing I did want to talk about in regards to well, the banner itself before we get into how to get some all the ways to get crystals is I'm pretty sure in my opinion, I don't know. I can't say for sure. There's 2 points. So number one, will Choi be put on the standard? If so, this game becomes very free to play in this manner. Why? Because of how many pulls, how many free standard pulls you could get over time. So for people starting on global, we might even Choi might be on the standard for global. We'll have to see how they do it. They might want to. I mean, they could probably squeeze some money before putting him on the standard, right? So that's the first thing. But no, the second thing is also the weapon. I genuinely think that the weapon, like every time, they're just gonna find a different way to give us the weapon for free, quote unquote. So how for this one there was two different way, well, one way I guess. But you would be getting these things, and you would get this from the events. And in the events, you are going to be getting it for free, right? So if we go to the special dice, after 5 full rotations, you get Choi's weapon, and then you could you get some craftable materials as you go on these 3 slots. And then every time you do a rotation afterwards, you get 4 of these. Because obviously you could craft a weapon 10 times. So I think the way they're going to do it, I mean, I don't know. It feels a bit interesting that we only summon for the units, but considering you could dupe out a unit 10 times, it kind of makes sense to me, I guess, in that manner. So I mean, there's like, I mean, I guess so. So I'm going to say that Cha also will have a free weapon. But it's going to be kind of hard to exactly say, right? So that's basically it for that, right? So let's now move on a bit. I want to talk about ways to get all the pulls, right? So that's one big thing. Because obviously a lot of people are going to want Cha. She's probably going to have to be very good. I mean, it's Hae-In, right? You can't make her bad. Hopefully she gets multiple units. I would love multiple units because she's just so good. But besides that, let's kind of just get to it. So I'm going to basically, I already tallied everything up. And it's going to be over like a good 50,000 crystals from these ways easily in the next month, in the next 30 days. So let's just talk about all the ways. I mean, 50,000 crystals is equal to, what? I mean, 100 pulls. So I would say overall there's more ways for sure. It was 53,690, but there's a lot more ways you could get stuff and a lot of mini ways that I didn't really include, but I just wanted to include like the vast majority of stuff. I will make a more proper video for this later. I mean, when we have completely everything, but I just thought like maybe starting to save now would be a good idea. Now, just before we actually get into it, Choi is very good, but if you have Emma, I don't know if you would want to go for Choi first of all, and second of all, I mean, his single target damage is great, but Taegyu kind of beats it pretty easily. And for Choi to really be good, I would say you would need for him to get his dupe 1. So you would need 2 dupes of Choi. It's quite a lot, but his dupe is very good because it triples this damage, makes it 5,100. Then it's just you could spam this alt and then you respam this with triple the damage for this one. It's pretty good. So anyway, let's talk about the pulls. Obviously the most, well, first of all, story. Story itself is gonna have a lot, and even the side stories, side chapters give as much, right? So it gives a total of 95 for all the missions, and in total for completing both the normal and hard, right? Normal and hard, you're going to be getting a total of 21,280 crystals. Now, one thing I do want to note is I could not really count any of the side chapters from 11 to 15. So you're probably getting somewhere closer to 25,000. But I can't really say that for sure, right? But I'm just going to say we could round this up to about 25,000. But from including side chapters up to chapter 10, you're getting a total of 21,000 crystals, 280, which is 8 multis, almost 9 multis worth from story, not counting all the 4 pulls you're getting. So what, like just thinking of it, that it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, like so on and so forth, right? It's pretty crazy how much normal standard pulls you're getting from story on both normal and hard. You could imagine at one point they're going to add nightmare or extreme mode. So that's going to be pretty crazy. Now, next up, a very small thing, Hunter Archive. You can get 500 right now. There's going to be more in the future, but you can get 500 total. I think that you get 1 key a day or something like that. But either way, in total, you get 250 per, and then it's a total of 500 because Juhi and then Taishik in total makes a total, well, a 500. Okay. Now, if you clear Encore, every one is going to give you 45, and there's 64. There's 32 stages here, and then there are 16 stages here, so a total of I'm blanking, 48 stages, and in total that is going to be giving you 2,160 crystals just for completing and doing all the missions. This will take a bit of time, but obviously it's just crystals that you could get over a good amount of time, because obviously we don't have the Igris fight yet. I'm gonna guess if it's unlocked at chapter 12, it means it's scaled up to the difficulty of what you'd be at chapter 12, and this is going to be a very scary one for the instance dungeon, so keep that in mind. Now, next up, we got the Battlefield of Time. So we're gonna get some extra rewards, and if we check here, well, just from the shop, you're gonna be getting 5 pulls, right? So that's gonna be technically like 1250 crystals. But not even just that, if you do the Arachnid, right, you're able to get a beta crystals, not too many, but just like a good amount. And another thing that leads me to say it's Cha. I mean, I guess it would make sense for this season, but Cha probably is going to come out like around this time if it stays the Arachnid. I don't know if the bosses change. Unsure about that, but in total, you could see that you could get rewards in a couple different places. So crystals here. Ooh, and we get shadows. Okay. And then also in the achievement rewards, you could get like what? So 90, 120, 145, 165. Like, it's decent. It's nothing too crazy, but like you get 5 pulls from the shop. So there you go for that. I'm at number 3. I'm gonna probably push for number 2 and then just try and stay at number 2. That's gonna be the goal for me, right? Now next up, challenges. Okay, if we go to it, you could get about 1,000 crystals total from doing all the chapters. Now another thing is all the standard pulls. Now the thing is with the standard pulls, they're gonna be every time you summon, right? They're gonna be giving you, and this is like a 2-for-1. So in challenges, obviously, just how many pulls you're gonna get. You're gonna be summoning, because obviously standard, I mean, you should pretty much summon right away, and then you're gonna be able to get these celebration coin exchanges. So for every SR you get 2. So once you get what, a total of it would be what, 200, I think 100 SRs. I think 100 SRs, counting weapons and hunters, you're going to be able to get a total of 10 special tickets. So I would say this is a very passive thing. And for free-to-plays, you're going to be able, but it might take you the whole month, but it's a free 10 pulls from that. So in total, challenges itself gives you 1,000, and then from this, you could get technically like 10 limited tickets over the course of the next 10 days, right? So next like 20 days, right? So that's pretty good. Now, a mini thing, whenever you do, obviously, your dispatch, right? When you do the gates, when you clear your gates and you get S ranks and A ranks, well, always make sure you do A ranks and S ranks because of the fact that they actually do give you some crystals. So I'm not going to give a number for it, but you can get some crystals here. So just know, like, you could get a pretty decent amount, but, I mean, I don't know the exact number. I don't know if there's, like, if it says it exactly, but it just shows crystals. So it is what it is for that. Not really going to go too much into it. Now, next up, we got the Special Commission. And this one is actually very interesting. So from the bottom, you're able to get 13 limited pulls total. Now, you're not going to get this right away, but just like an overall thing. But the craziest part is that this, to me, is actually really crazy. How you're able to get every single... The more you kill these guys, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works, yes. So, when you kill, I think each one 200 times. Is it 200 for each one? Does it stay the same for the bottom ones? It does. All right, so good to know. Now, anyway, when you do it in total, you're getting 100, 200, 300, 400 each. And just looking at it, right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 28 times 400. So I didn't include this in the original calculation, but that's 11,000 crystals, okay? So you're getting well over like 65,000 if we're really considering it, right? You're getting from this, if you complete everything, 11,200, which unless I miscalculated, it's a lot, right? It's a really big amount to get just from this, right? So you get 13 pulls, plus if you complete everything, right? Which is going to take some time, for sure. But if you complete it, you get 11,200 crystals. So now we're reaching past 65,000 crystals just from what we have out right now. So, you know, that's pretty important. And next up, we got missions. So daily, you're getting 100 crystals, and then every 6 days, you're getting 250. So in a month, you're gonna be getting 3,000 from this, and you're gonna be getting 1250 from this. So I mean, overall, not bad. I think the other rewards are probably better. I mean, it gives the reputation XP, which is probably the best part. From here, do we get a lot? I mean, I feel like the weeklies are really mid. My guess is they're gonna increase it on launch because it just feels odd how bad the points are, if we're being honest. But it is what it is. In total, you're getting 4,250 crystals from this in 30 days, and this is a very small thing. But when you actually talk to the hunters in here, where's Emma? I left Emma out. Yes, when you talk to the hunters in this, you're actually gonna be able to get some crystals. That's 5 crystals right there every time you talk. So there you go. Now in achievements, you're actually able to get a pretty decent bit. But I'm saying you could get at least a multi. But if you look at it like, if you do the daily mission a bunch of times, right, you get a bit of extra crystals. Doing the weekly mission, same thing, right? And then you could also see just a bunch of other tickets, right? I've almost done 800 pulls. That's crazy. Now just looking at it, right? If you register stuff into the codex, you get crystals. Okay. Then if we go here, level up Sung Jin Woo. This is giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is giving what, 1,200 crystals. Okay. And then you go here, and every time you complete one of the chapters, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you can get 7 free limited tickets. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna round it off. Sorry, I was coughing, so I just paused real quick. I'm gonna round it off and say you could get about like 2,500 crystals from this area. And then finally, at the moment, I don't know if this is gonna stay. I don't know if it's gonna be something that is reoccurring, but the special dice is gonna give you 12 pulls. So that's another thing. So another like good 3,000 crystals. So in total, you're getting around 65,000 to upwards of probably 70, 80,000. Because I didn't really count any of the talking, which could be a decent amount. I didn't really count the dispatch mining, and there was for sure some other things that I did miss. And in achievements, I lowballed it. So there's a lot of things that you could also do. And last but not least, also, which I think is the reason why. Okay, no, this one, battle class. So if you get the higher your 4 main, well, Jinwoo and the 3 main hunters are, the more crystals you're getting. And we don't know what exactly it's going to take for 41, but it's going to give you a total of 12,000 crystals. Okay. It's a lot, right? It's a lot of like over time currency that's going to build up, and it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, that's for sure one of the best things I think from this game. I mean, I'm very close to getting the next one, and I feel like it's just, it works, right? It really does work. So that's cool. And in ranking, where am I right now? I'm 162. That's actually not that bad considering how I'm not really doing story much because I don't really need to. Definitely not that bad. But this guy's going crazy in my server. He's just like overall insane. So, I mean, yeah. Anyway, there's a bunch more stuff you could get. Like in the codex, in terms of weapons, each one is crystals. Same thing with the shadows and also the hunters and also the runes. So I didn't really count this because it's like you have to summon to get these crystals back. So, you know, it's not really fair of me to really count that. But anyway, these are ways that you could use or get currency to summon for Hae-In. So y'all better do it. Y'all better do it. I mean, Hae-In is pretty amazing, right? And should be very good. I mean, we should hope she's going to be very good. Like, man, she actually does look really good though. They did it really well. Maybe I should get a screenshot for her. Oh, it's going to be a bit difficult, but you know, I'll get that later. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully Hae-In comes out soon. As for when she comes out, my guess is probably going to be in like either in like 2 weeks or when Choi's banner ends. That's like the 2 things I could guess.